Greetings, Skyfarers, and welcome to another episode of Sunless Skies. I'm Cobalt Thorium. In this episode, I think we're going to make our way back towards... we're going to make our way back to the Reach via London. Yeah. Try and shave off some of this unknown territory along our way. I don't know if I want to go all the way down here. Probably not. Seems like it's a bit out of the way. Oh, jeez. Whoa. Stop. Whoa, what is this? Oh, no, this is bad. Why are you running away? Oh, my goodness. Seem too hard. Alright. We got a senior or whatever. Senior Scrivener slaughtered. Once, the senior Scrivener was an ancient servitor of the stars, feared even among its own kind. Now it is broken and hangs haphazardly in the sky like a puppet whose strings have been cut. Alright, we can send out crewmen with axes. Scribe spinsters were wrought from bronzewood, now popular with London train wrights and cabinet makers. We could try to make its bronze or get its bronzewood. This. Share the... Okay, hold on. So we could recover the sheaves of parchment. So that's what we usually get, but there's this new option here. Share knowledge you've stolen from plundered libraries. Whisper something of what you've gleaned from these stolen texts to the dying Scrivener. Perhaps it will respond. So you can exchange scraps of ancient knowledge for a searing enigma. That's pretty impressive, but we can't do it, so... Hopefully this will give us a lot of experience, but it doesn't look like it. So where was this? Okay, so that's over here. So if we ever need to find one of these things again, we sort of know where to go. I mean, we held our own against that thing. It only got minor damage, and it was only that one time when we sort of got pushed into it. Maybe we need better guns. And that's a distinct possibility, right? Maybe we'll check in when we're at London. See what they have available there. Graveyard back here. Alright. We'll do the rest and recover as usual. Try and get rid of some of our terror. That message, I think, is usually the same. There's like 2 that switches between. I mean, maybe there's 3 or 4, but Maybe I should have read that and just made sure. That's one that we've already seen. Whoa. Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to want to heal up before this. You run into walls. Oh. There we go. Took that one last hit, probably not so good. We don't really need panes of glass. Supplies. Alright. Well, that sort of took us off course. Also, that was really not worth it in terms of damage. Alright, I'm gonna try to hit this bottom island. Do I want to do that? No, let's just go around this top one. Okay. Did we forget to pick up fuel while we were down there? It certainly looks like that's the case. There's another battle happening here. I think from now on we're gonna let the crystal warships go. We'll just try to escape them. They're too... they're pretty powerful. And they don't really give us anything back that's worthwhile. In the cost-benefit analysis, they come up wanting. We'll just say that. So this battle, if it's coming up, if there's a crystal dreadnought there, I think we're just gonna fly away. Although we are so very close to leveling up. Oh, my terror just went way up. I don't know what happened. Oh. All right. Yeah, unseasoned hours, nice. Alright, so I suppose we should probably drop off our port reports on our way into London. Wait a second. Okay, interesting. Alright. Office, this one here. Public decency. Court reports. 87. I wish it were higher. Alright, let's get out of here. Actually, we've been going through a lot of stamped permits. Maybe I should grab a couple. Alright. Some of these other ones cost. Contraband. Notoriety. Okay. Albion. Unwanted attention. Alright, let us, what are royal dispensations? Just get a couple stamped permits. So it costs 2 ministry gratitude. What does that actually say? A damn good stamping. He rummages through his many-drawer desk. That's an E4-C. No use to us. Or indeed anyone. Oh, here. Here we are. Wait, no. That's paraffin and requisition form. Okay, we've read this. Alright. I think said I was going to get 2 and then I didn't. Oh well. Now, when we get back to the Reach, I think we really have to find all the additional locations in the Reach. There are a bunch of locations we've never found. There's at least one gateway, and I believe that there's at least one other location. Explore London, I suppose. One to the streets. We've read that before. Never did talk to the princess again. Well, we definitely need fuel. I suppose we should just sell these souls. Make back our money. Let's keep 3 of them. Right, holds are practically empty. something like that. We need to check out armaments. Now we're green. Our armament is green, so I think probably want to stick to greens. For Malkin, I believe that's what we have. So what is this? Damage 5, 15. Does it say how many pellets it makes? It's rapid firing gun. I think we probably want to wait until we have blue. Here we go. The Caminus Yard's black jape will bring thee to ashes upon the earth, which sight of... Wait. I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all. It's an automatic shotgun which compensates in efficiency for what it lacks for power. Many a Skyfarer has found themselves distributed widely and bloodily after underestimating a black jape. It's pretty good. Weight is 10. How much does it cost? 1,000? I think we should try it. And then we'll store the Grimalkin, just in case we decide to go back. Okay, that looks fine. We need more storage space in our bank, but for now it's good. We need to repair. That would be at Steam and Sapphire Yard, though. Okay. And I think that's probably it for here. Let us talk to the... Let's talk to... What's her name here? Okay. Let's make conversation with the princess first. Ambition. For a change. She says with a smile. After all, I am a princess. The ambition of any princess is worthy of the name... Wait. The ambition of any princess worthy of the name is not to remain so. She doesn't want to be a princess anymore? I guess not. Interesting. Let's listen to her suggestion. I have a suggestion, she informs you, expectantly. A statement of intent. We should go to London. I've always wanted to open a salon. My sister has one, so I should too. Her gaze is unblinking, but she does not seem to press the issue any further. The princess will generate cryptic benefactors while on secondment. Okay, we will do that, but let's ask about the rumors first. The crew whisper of all the engineers in Perdurance just disappearing, leaving naught behind but sporadic ghostly screams in the machinery. Is it true? Why are there 3 of these? Okay. The clatter of starlings and a swift correction. 24 starlings buzz around the princess's quarters. It takes some time to make yourself heard. It's not true, says the princess, gesturing at a short woman with tall hair and spectacles. My friend was an engineer. She hasn't disappeared. She's right here. The analytical suitor sits, staring adoringly at the princess. However, I'm glad you're here. I understand that a new poetical movement, inspired by some of the more melancholic strands of the Celestial School, is meeting in Warbury Juxtamare. I wish to better study this notion of sadness. It's quite beyond me. She smiles. You're outside. That's interesting. Learning about the Incognito Princess. The Incognito Princess seeks something blue in Worldbury Juxtamare. That's fascinating. It's almost as if the royalty are not humans. They're like some kind of celestial being. I mean, she's almost a Disney princess in that she has, like, birds and stuff, like, flocking around her. But it turns out that she's transforming humans into animals to get them out of certain situations. Being engineers at what's it called? Oh my god, what is it called? Whatever. Endurance. So she turned them into animals, brought them aboard the ship. Then she can kind of turn them back at her will. And by saving all these people with this magic that apparently she has. And, I mean, if this is magic, this is a very low magic world. So that makes her very special. So then they're all indebted to her. And they have her loyalty. That is fascinating. Okay, well... Alright, well now we have 2 reasons to go to Worldbury Juxtamare. So we have that one, and then we add... What's the other one? I don't remember what the other one is. How far out of the way is Worldbury Juxtamare? It's pretty far out of the way. Ay. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, let's get out of here. So, I think the plan is unchanged. We're gonna have to come back here eventually anyway. So there's really no reason to... you know, no reason to make sure that everything is done here. The scenery is so amazing. I do have to wonder how they do it. I mean, I initially assumed that the parallax effect I mean, it seems reasonable to assume that it's 2-dimensional. It doesn't seem to be 3-dimensional. They have this great parallax effect, and I'm not really sure how they do it. And the one way that they usually do it is they just have different scenery on different cards, and then they just move the cards at different speeds, depending on how far they are away from the camera. However, I'm not sure if it would work in this case. The areas are so huge. Okay, so you can go under that. That's important. That's not where I wanted to go. I just saw the train tracks icon and I was like, oh, that's a dock. Alright, go to customs. We already have the permit, declare nothing, we don't have any contraband. Yeah. Nine permit. Alright. Let's go. Onward. Back in the reach. I think the first place we're going to stop is Port Prosper. See if we can pick up any folks there, any colonists. All right. I suppose we could always explore. Go to the Lemmas Fair. We'll go the more respectable. See if we can make our favor with the Westerners even higher. I think we've read this before. Yeah. Alright, so that's the exploration. There's really nothing else we can do there. Get off your transport settlers. Plenty of sky stories. Leadbeater and Stainrod's. Would you take me to Leadbeater and Stainrod's Nature Reserve? I'd love to see the wilderness. From a safe distance, of course. Wipe your hand on your trousers after shaking his disquietingly sweaty hand. Oh, wonderful. Disquietingly sweaty. That's exactly the mental image I wanted. This is it, isn't it? Leaving the safety of Port Prosper, really going out into the world. Ah. Aha. Here we go then. Okay. We got the parsimonious chairman. And we really want unlicensed charts, which means we need a whole bunch more. Tackety nameplates. The Bleak Industrial Estate. What was going on here? I don't recall. Not yet recovered his lost love. You're the last hope he has. He shares his finest to the core. He makes infinitesimally small talk. Alright. Yes, with unwavering intensity about your progress to find his lost love. Infinitesimally small talk. That's so great. do the celebrations. You're beloved by the Windward Company. That's great. It's nice to feel wanted. Go to the shops. Nelson's Emporium. No, we want to go to the bazaar. Stained glass. An ambitious local family planned to extend their townhouse, but space in Port Prosper is at a premium, and the governor demanded they abandon work before it was complete. Now they're trying to recoup their losses by selling a number of splendid unused panes. Stained glass. Bazaar. Oh, no. Emporium. Fine, let's go. Alright, I think we have to decide what we want to do now. Alright, there's only a few places this thing could really be. There's here. Suppose there could be something here. There's a tower down there. Here. And then here. I suppose there could be something over here, too. Seems unlikely, but... So... We're so close to one of these locations right now, it might be a good idea just to go up there. So I think that's what we're going to do. We really want to explore all 4 of those locations before heading back to London. Oh, what just happened? You see that chop? Just froze there for a second. What's out here? Okay, we're getting towards the side. Nothing so far. It's an owl, maybe. Like, not even any bad guys. Another graveyard. Would have expected, like, horror, maybe. What is this? Okay, we've had this before, I think. It's only one guy. I don't really want to go to Ledbetter and Stain Rods, although we were going to go there sooner or later anyway. We maxed our crew again, so that's nice. Okay. So, Celestial Ruin. The heavens are pocked with tumbled ruins from aeons gone. Some are melancholy, some are malevolent. Some hide treasures, others hide dangers. Here is an ivied ruin of the Reach, graceful with arches and bristled with sprouts of moss and mushrooms. You can leave the ruins undisturbed and the path to its grave. You can decipher the ancient inscriptions. Weathered markings freckle the stones. Trade visions of the heavens for a moment of inspiration and some experience. Or you could tarry amidst the ruins, linger a while beneath the soaring stones. Let's try that. Failure, huh? There's something impressive about these ruins. A congealed, brooding misery that roosts among the broken stones. The shadows that stretch from shattered columns are deep as a well. The silence is sullen. How will you distract yourself? And make repairs for a locomotive. If you lost hull, this will restore some. The higher your mirror skill, the greater the effect. You can search for a memento, gain an uncanny specimen. Or you can scribble a few verses and gain a tale of terror. Let's get the uncanny specimen. So we got a little terror out of that. That's not great. The ruins were not made for creatures such as you. Pick your tiny way beneath bulbous, leaning monuments, and through a crack as wide as an alley that runs through a titanic stone block. Something on the floor catches your eye, a small, inconsequential thing that came here to die. A sullen silence lies about these hollow, haughty ruins. Okay, so that was just a giant indentation up there. Oh, hold up. Oh yeah, we have a new gun, I forgot. I like this gun so far. Alright. Go for unusual items, probably just rumors or whatever. Get away. Did I damage myself? That volley. Nope. We're good. I hear one of those weird things. Let's go kill it. Their new shotgun. Man, sound carries far into space, apparently. Ooh, ran into that. Why is this thing still chasing me? Nice. Alright, so we can destroy the remains. Precious stones. Our terror's a little high. Let's destroy the remains. Alright, and we leveled up. This is great. Now, I'd like to get mirrors. Yeah, mirrors, right? That's mirrors? Veils? Yeah. I'd like to get mirrors above 100 if possible. Or 50. Doesn't look like it will be possible, though. Well, with the... not including the modifier, of course. So our fists or iron or whatever, we wouldn't be able to get that above 50 either. Okay, so we could get a kinship with rats. London's rats are persistent and ingenious. They are not well spoken, but they are at least spoken. They're also marvelously skilled engineers. That's interesting. So, narrow escape. Your engine was nearly destroyed, but you lived to fight another day. Unlocked when you survived your local being reduced to less than 10% hull. Spell in prison. The judge, Stonyface, condemned you to New Newgate, the stalactite prison of Old London. I want to save this for if we ever get nightmares. We got the kinship with rats, and then we went with mirrors. I'd guess to 49.49. No, I think the best thing to do would be to get, would be to get mirrors over 30. And then juice up our, whatever these are. Mirrors and veils. The bell tolls. You have foreseen your own death. It did not please you. Perhaps you saw it in a dream. Perhaps a medium read it on your palm. Or in your tea leaves. When death comes, where will you find you? In bed. An insipid death. A death for bankers and laborers. Not one for those who rode the winds, who defy it, or in the cold skies. An early death, and a cruel one. Sometimes you dream of hoarfrost gathering in your lungs. It is not a death you chose. You will elude it. What we want to do. All right. Oh, yeah. Some extra supplies there. Fuel's not doing so hot. Maybe we'll get some fuel out of this. Yay! Right. the chugging in the engine. It's putting me asleep. I'm playing tired again. Shouldn't do that. I hear gurgling, burbling. I'm not liking this area over here. What's that? A once proud engine drifts, driven by destructive growths of fungus. Approaching the Parzifal. The engine drifts unhappily through the sky. Its hull has been split by an eruption of corpse, white fungus from inside. The name Parzifal can be made out in brass letters on the side. The first engine through the avid horizon, the navigator whispers. London's pride. She was captained by Lieutenant Commander Percy Blythe, and her mission was to chart the new horizons beyond Albion. She never came back. So aboard the Parzifal. What happened to the first engine in the high wilderness? Its doors are sealed, its lights dim. It drifts in the currents, mangled by fungus extrusions. You're unaware of what happened aboard the Parzifal. Unlocked when you do not have vision. Sneezing. I got the fungus in my nose. Excuse me. Allergies. Fungus in my nose. Oh, let's try that again. You're unaware of what happened aboard the Parzifal. Unlocked when you do not have a vision of the Parzifal. Bolt cutters and pry bars are required to break the outer doors. Its locking mechanism is antiquated and slickened with an oily substance. You wrench the doors open and are immediately greeted with a cloud of yellowing spores. Your vision blurs, just as your navigator torches them, igniting the air with burning fungus. A few gas lights flicker on the walls. The scratchy sounds of a gramophone can be heard. Interesting, is there still someone here? Vision of the Parzifal. You've entered the wreck of the Parzifal. Some talk of Alexander, and some of Hercules, of Hector, and Lysander, and such great names as these. But of all the world's great heroes, there's none that can compare. With a tow row to the British Grenadiers. Is that supposed to rhyme? Grenadiers does not rhyme with compare. Unless it's Grenadier. Alright. Spores drift through the broken carriage like dying fireflies. Recruitment posters bearing Her Renewed Majesty's face moulder on the walls. Music, scratchy but distant, echoes through the empty carriages. A great wall of pulsing fungus separates the back of the engine from the front. Lovely. Okay, so we can enter the captain's cabin. In the first designs for London's engines, the captain always roomed towards the back of the train for their protection. Or can investigate the armory. Explorer engine, like the Parzifal, should be stocked for all eventualities. I have a feeling that our gun is probably going to be better than whatever they have. Or it could breach the fungus. Shivering spasms of festering fungus separate the front of the train from the rest. The only way forward is through. Well, let's get the captain's cabin first. Plush seats surround a decaying paper map, placed on a mahogany table. Drinks, some floating with mildew, some have been poured in glasses around the table. Maps hang sprouting fronds like peeling wallpaper. Spores float gently through the room. Logbooks lie scattered on the table. None date from after 1897. So, That was 10 years ago, right? Yeah. The engine's destination was to be Trader's Wood. The last entry regards a stop at Hybris. Somebody told me how to pronounce this. They said it was like Hybrazil, so Hybris. Oh, right there it says Hybrazil. Okay, interesting. The last entry regards a stop at Hybris, which they named Hybrazil. Something was brought on board. Okay. The captain's bunk has collapsed in a pile of rotten wood and infected bed sheets, wet with fungal growth. One terror. Send her victorious, happy, glorious, long to reign over us. Alright. Yeah, might as well explore everything. It's gonna let us. The solid iron walls of the armory are stained and rotted with sporing bodies. Lockers hang open, revealing decaying and antiquated skysuits. The old design, the thermostat chest plate, the brass buttons for fastenings. Several of your crew coo appreciatively, but back away when a prodding of one of the suits reveals a fruiting colony of golden black mushrooms is spread within. Among the outdated and unused weaponry, you uncover a trove of novels, fanciful stuff, but all concerned with possibilities of space travel and the interaction between the modern man and the alien. So we have one new terror. Britain first, at Heaven's command, arose out of the azure main. This was the charter of the land, and guardian angels sang this strain. Now breaching the fungus. You organize your hardiest stokers into a rota. I don't know what a rota is. Slowly but steadily widening the gap between the pallid walls and the quivering fungal flesh. The smell is direful, as are the ominous bulges protruding from the mushroom bulk. Thanks to your capable direction, however, a wide path is cleared straight through the fungus, bisecting it like two lungs separated by a trachea. You pass through, unharmed. Here come the grenadiers, my boys. Who knows no doubts or fears? They sing, tow row, 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 row. The British Grenadiers. This time it's Fears and Grenadiers. The front of the engine is even more infected with the sprouting mushrooms and the sporing fungal growths. The engine room lies ahead, seemingly the source of the persistent movement. Before that, however, it's a haze of spores, rendering the corridor ahead entirely noxious. We can explore the crew cabins. In locomotives as old as this, the crew are always assigned bunks near the engine room. Or we could traverse the sporing carriage. Fruiting sacs send clouds of vitriolic orange into the air. Passing through will be hazardous to your health. How hazardous? The engine room is just beyond. So we're doing the crew cabins first. The sound of the gramophone are louder here. Battered metal and tormented wood paneling comprise its confines in which a crew dwelled. Chubby toadstools, round as pastries, dot the cramped bunk beds. Mementos of home are scattered about like fruiting debris. Dim volumes of Arnold and Blake, vials of honey, and engravings of simple domesticated scenes can be seen under every bunk. You also uncover a tally chart on a folded bit of paper. It seems the crew were organizing a whip around for their commander's retirement present. It's held on a plot of land on Port Prosper. You go alone. The crew disappear behind you. lost in a haze of orange and gold. Above, sacks of spore and fungus encrusted with, to the metalwork begin to erupt. Showers of spores and viscous fluids render the terrain still more hazardous. You feel a particular sensation. Your hands tingle, as though wishing you to reach out to touch the fungus, as though for one more drink. You increase your speed. At last you leap over the final hissing sack of fungal eggs and find yourself before the engine room door. The engine room was before you. Light and music spill from under the door, wheezy and persistent. You can enter the engine room. The thick steel door is scored with bullet holes, as held in place by a tendril of ropey white fungus. Wait. No! Didn't mean to do that. The thick steel door is scoured with bullet holes and is held in place. Yeah. As you approach, you notice damage done to the walls, riddled with bullets, old stains on the carpet. An attack was mounted on the engine room. You can hear loud music. You can hear music loud and clear from inside. An eerie green light pours through the hinges like floodwater. You push the doors open. Alright, so we could investigate the engine room, what happened here, or we could examine the captain's corpse. Here lies the remains of Commander Percy Blythe. Alright. So we're going with the investigate the engine room because whatever happened to Percy Blythe probably happened to everybody, so. The corpses bear bullet wounds. They are unmarred by fungus, decaying in peace. Among the rank insignia, you spot a first officer, a chief engineer, and a conductor. All died violent deaths. There are far too few who wrote for the crew. Oh, excuse me. The boiler, battered, antiquated, reusing contraption, stands silent and broken. Strips of iron hang off it, as though it had suffered an explosion. Inside, you find fungus amidst the ashes. Clumps and clusters of tendrils that sprout from the charcoal. When burnt, the spores would have infected the whole engine. And when the siege is over, when the we to the town repair. Wait, what? And when the siege is over, we to the town repair. Okay. The foreman cry, hurrah, boys, here comes the grenadier. The corpse of the finest officer of his generation hangs from a wall, suspended by loops of pale fronds. His skin is sallow, and strands of golden fungus crawl beneath him. Okay. He opens his eyes. Percy Blythe looks down at you. Blue fruiting mushrooms speckle his beard. Next to him, the gramophone crackles out dreary anthems of his years past. His mouth opens too wide as he speaks. His jaw cracks. Lieutenant Commander Percy lives. Suspended from chains of fungus, Percy Blythe begins to stir, improbably alive. Though he fixes his gold-flecked eyes on you, his mouth begins to move as though wanting to speak. This is too long. Ugh. Oh. Alright. He groans. His mouth opens impossibly wide, and a cloud of yellow spores emerge. And all that's left. An oily liquid begins to drip from his left eye. I'm a child of the grave garden. The voice alters, becoming more clipped, more static, like that of the voices on the gramophone. I am Lieutenant Commander Percy Blythe, Captain of the Parzifal. My task was to explore the wilderness and return home with the new discoveries. He groans, as though weeping. I am all that remains. I want to go home. Oh boy. Well, this episode's getting on, and I'm really tired. I think I'm gonna call this one in the end, and we can interrogate the captain in the next episode. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this, and if you have, please like, maybe comment, maybe subscribe. I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye bye.